Check it out. Somebody's been cutting the grass. I got it all cut. And my brother's over here right now. That's his gray truck right there. And check out the Matty wagon. Somebody got some new shoes today. Got new Cooper tires. And they're kind of a hybrid tire. It's kind of like all-terrain and highway combined. Let me see if we can get you some tread shots here. Look at that. That's some great looking tires. Everything went off without a hitch. I went to Discount Tire and the balance seems great. I took it on a ride on the highway and it seems nice and balanced. And I wasn't sure if I needed an alignment or not, so I took a test drive and it's driving and tracking perfectly fine. So I was going to go back and get an alignment immediately if it didn't drive straight. I noticed that it wasn't pulling left or right with the old tires. Typically I'll get an alignment anytime I get new tires, but if it's driving straight, I'll keep a check on it, and if I see any wear here on the edges, I'll get it aligned immediately, because I want these tires to last 50,000 miles. They're looking good. I got the right pressure in them and happy to get that done. Next thing, I was going to get the transmission fluid changed, but I just checked it and it is clear as crystal. I mean, you know, transmission fluid has that pinkish red hue to it, but it's really clean and clear, so I guess I won't do that. And that's the oil dipstick. Oil's not ready to be changed. I got another 2,000 or 3,000 miles before I need to do that. But just doing some overall maintenance to the Matty wagon. Got to keep this baby running. I'm about to hit 95,000 miles. And she's looking good. The new tires gave it a much better stance. She's looking sharp. Here's the mower that I used to cut all this grass. It doesn't take long at all with this mower. It's got that wide cutting deck on it, 0 turn. Got all this done in no time. Less than 2 hours for all this yard. The yard looks great when the grass is cut. It doesn't look so good when the grass starts growing up. But yeah, I feel accomplished today. Got a lot done. Got up early and got to the tire shop. They had me in and out of there in just a little over an hour. Couldn't believe it. And there was nobody ahead of me, but as soon as they pulled my van in for service, then the waiting room started filling up there in the lobby. So the early bird gets the worm. So these are Cooper Discover HTPs. It's kind of like highway tire and an all-terrain tire combined. They're quiet on the highway, and these are E-rated 10-ply tires. You got to have these on these cargo vans because these vans are made for carrying a lot of weight. You know, they won't even sell you a regular truck tire. They have to be these E-rated tires for heavy loads. But that's a good deal. $193 per tire when they're usually about $270. Almost, well, Firestone wanted almost $270 per tire. Good old Discount Tire. Another reason I like them is they have locations everywhere I go. And I got the package where they will fix a flat, and if it can't be fixed, they will give me that good prorated cost for the next tire. And what they do is they measure the tread to determine how much you get. But you know, if the tires are already wore out, then you don't get as much off of the new tire. But if they're still relatively new, the tire is either free or almost free if it has to be replaced. And of course, defects or anything like that are covered. But I'm talking about nails in the tire and stuff like that. If you get a nail over here in the corner of the tire, they have to replace it, right? You can't patch it. It has to be in the center before you can patch it. But I hope these last me a long time. They seem to be a little taller profile, but no, they're still 245 profile. They're the same. But I guess the other tires are just worn down so much that it felt like the van was lower to the ground, because it was. Not too bad. So let's see, I've got other tinkering to do. I'm just waiting for the weather to cool down a little bit. It's too hot to be out here and working hard. But I'm gonna chop down these bamboo canes here so the grass will grow on over to the fence. These cane poles, these bamboo, they'll take over your yard. So if you ever plant them, be prepared to trim them back every year, because when I was growing up, the bamboo came all the way up to where my finger's pointing. And it took a long time to cut all that back all the way back to the fence line. It had taken over this whole portion of the yard down here. And you can see they're coming back. And you gotta cut them up at the roots. So it's a big job. Last time I was down here, I cleared them back. They were all back behind this workshop here. They had just taken over. And they were growing inside of the shed there, through the ground, up inside of the shed. It was just full of bamboo canes. They will take over. Stuff runs like kudzu. So that's the next big job. A couple of days and I'll have it all cleared back. But I'd rather not have a heat stroke. I'm gonna have to do it in the mornings and in the evenings. But it's a big yard. But yeah, the canes used to come up to, I would say right in here. Right in here. All this was just completely taken over. And that's what I've been working on. What you been working on? Got a lot going on around here. Trying to reclaim the land from getting grown up and covered in canes and just wild growing hedges. They were all along this fence. But it's looking good now. He had a man come out and cut this tree down. It was dying and leaning over here toward the awning, the carport thingy. He had that one cut down. And then there was another one over here by these cedars that was leaning. There used to be a fence here. When he had a dog, it had this whole yard to roam in. But he took the fence down so the man could cut the tree, and the tree fell that way. And so, you know, his dog passed away. It got old and sick, and it had a stroke and died. So he's not gonna get another one, so he's gonna leave the fence down. Now the fence just goes around the perimeter. But it used to be kind of cut through like a little catty corner fence here, and it came across this way. And the dog had all of this to roam in. And even the yard over behind the house there, that was open for the dog too. So the dog had all that to roam in. But we got a lot going on around here. I need to move the van so I can finish cutting grass right here under the van. And that's it for today. That's all I've got to report. Thanks for watching. I'll check in later. Take care, be well, and smash the bell.